Welcome to New York City. The SLS AMG GT3 has a huge, enormous wing in the back made out of carbon. Now, the wing is not for show. It's to create downforce. Just to give you an idea of how enormous this wing is, check out my arm on top of it. It's also added carbon fiber diffusers, giving it even better grip and handling at high speed. One other aspect that makes it very clear that this is a race car and not a street car is how closely it is situated above the ground. I think I can barely get 3 fingers in between the spoilers and the diffusers and the ground. So no way can you drive this on a normal city road, especially not here in New York City where all the bumps are. Apparently GT3 rules state that you have to race on 18-inch wheels, which makes the carbon ceramic brakes too large for these wheels. So this car retains the normal steel brakes, and they are good enough. Then you have the center lock for the wheels, and this one is on slicks. But check this out. This huge vent here to cool the brakes and the engine. Obviously, when racing a car, the engine gets very hot. So this car requires extra cooling. In the middle of the bonnet, you have a huge ventilation intake. And I have to say, if you look at the front of this car and you would see that in your rear view mirror, you would drive to the side. It looks fabulously aggressive. And that's probably how a race car should look like. Now, this is a real sports car. It doesn't have sat-nav, it doesn't have air conditioning, it doesn't even have a radio or anything like that. No luxuries. But what does it have? All the things you need for racing. It's got the carbon bucket seat, no passenger seat, it's got a fire extinguisher, a racing steering wheel clad with Alcantara, all the necessary buttons like launch, pit, the drink, the radio, the high beam, and the neutral. The gear pedals, tiny little ones just right behind the steering wheel. Even the mid-tunnel here is different. You don't have a gear lever, and all the equipment you need are single buttons or hidden here. And of course, it's all carbon clad. And the most important thing here is the roll bar. I would love to take this out. And the 2011 GT3 season, you got a new contender here. Probably a winner. I'm standing in front of the R class. I got a good friend who drives one of them, and he's really satisfied. Not only do all his kids fit in, all the stuff that they need, but also it's a nice drive. And I agree. I have been with him on the road. It's a very nice thing. So what has changed? Well, looking at the car from the side, really nothing spectacular. Nevertheless, the front has changed immensely, and it looks real good. It's more muscular, it's more aggressive, and to me, it reminds me a lot about the F800 that we saw in Geneva. So, Mercedes, well done. It's springtime in New York City. It's warm, the sun is shining, it's the best time to be here. Unfortunately, I have to go back home. Nevertheless, this visit was definitely worth it. Because first of all, I got to see the SLS AMG GT3, a really fantastic sports car, which I would really love to drive on the Nürburgring Nordschleife. That would be kind of an experience, wouldn't it? Well, we also saw the R-Class in its second generation, which I think looks really nice. Last but not least, we also met up with a lot of good friends that we had seen at previous events, like the AMG Driving Academy, as well as other venues. And we also got an iPad for the blog. Welcome to New York City. I'm here at the New York Auto Show to see our good old friend, the SLS AMG.